Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here with a thrift haul, a crafty thrift haul, and I have a few things to share with you guys. It's been kind of slim pickings since my last thrift haul where I hit the jackpot with all that wonderful lace. And I've hit quite a few stores, and my local stores, we have 2 local thrift stores, and I've been hitting them about once a week. And like I said, you know, maybe I'll run in and find one thing, if even that. There's been several times that I've gone in and I found absolutely nothing because we've had some company, and sometimes the company brings stuff to drop off at the thrift store because our local thrift store takes pretty much anything. So yeah, I've been there quite a few times and haven't found too much, but I will share with you what I have found. So at our thrift store, they had this kind of hanging on a wall, and there was no price tag on it. So I did go up and ask them because I do love storing my laces on these types of spools. And then I also see if my mom wants whatever threads on them, because if she does, then my mom takes the thread and she'll use it for like crocheting and different things. I don't know if she'll want this type of thread or not, but I'll check with her before I unspool them, and then we just wind them into balls. But anyways, so I went up and asked how much they wanted for it, and like someone had like made it into a little decoration, a hanging thing, probably a little primitive thing, and they just charged me $1 for both of these, which I think is a great deal, because usually I see them at some thrift stores or antique malls for around like $5. So if I can find them for $2 to $3, I usually pick them up. But the fact I got 2 of these for $1, I thought that was a great deal. So I was happy about that. And then a little bit before I found this at my local thrift store, I did find this at there's another store, and it's not really a thrift store. They have some antique booths in there, but a lot of repurposed items. And I just thought I ran into, because they do sell like the transfers, the furniture transfers, and I just ran in there to see what they had. And one of the booths was selling some of these, and I did pick up one of them, and I think I paid $3 for it there. And I picked up some other stuff, but it's not craft related, so I'm not sharing that with you guys in this video. But again, I just like to wrap my laces around these, so it's an organization thing. Also at the antique mall, I did find, or not the, yeah, the antique mall where that other one I showed you guys, I spent $5 on this one. Again, just fun for organization. Sometimes you can alter these and do some fun little things, but for $5 for a big one, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Most of the time when I've seen them, they're usually, the ones this big usually are like $15 to $20. So at least in my local area. So when I found this one for $5, I thought that was a really good deal. I think I've maybe even seen before, too, the cheapest I'd seen before was $8, and I think I did pick one up once when it was $8, but for $5, I was excited about this one. At one of our thrift stores locally, I found these wooden Christmas stamps, and the yellow tags were on sale at the time, so I got it for $2. And so this one just has a bunch of Christmas stamps in there, and there's a couple in here that I liked, that I was willing to pay for a couple bucks for, and I'll take a peek and see if I have all. I don't think any of these are duplicates for what I have, because I have been donating any of my duplicate stamps when I buy grab bags like this. There is this forest school that uses rubber stamps that my mom knows about, so I've been donating my rubber stamps to them to use for the kids. But there was like this nice little sentiment on this one about holly. Here was a cute little label. And a little Christmas tree. Another little sentiment. A cute little reindeer that came from a Stampin' Up set. Another little like poinsettia flower, an ornament. There was actually a couple different ornaments. These ones feel like whoever owned these put them on their own blocks. These blocks don't feel like they were they feel like they're handmade because they're a little rough. So usually that means someone did their own unmounting and mounting of things usually. A cute little gift set. Another little sentiment. And I liked a lot of the sentiments, so that was kind of my main reason for buying these. Is there were so many fun little sentiments in here for Christmas. And so, and I always get tired of every year of my Christmas sentiments, so I always want to pick up new ones each year. So here's a Stampin' Up! One, and that one was from 2007. Here's another Christmas one. And then there was the last one. So I thought that was pretty good to get all these for $2. I still use my wooden rubber stamps. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't use wooden stamps anymore, but I still like my wooden stamps. So I also found this bag of trim for $1 at my local thrift store. And it had black and then white. It was just kind of some fun little trim. And for $1 when there was a yard of each of these, I didn't think that was too bad. So I got that one. This one actually had more than a yard of the white. So again, that one was $1, and I think I paid regular price for that one. I also picked the little teardrop bead trim, and this was 50 cents, and there was about a yard and a half. I did take it out and measure to see how much that was, and I was getting low on my teardrop pearl trim, so I was happy to find a little bit of it. I still would like to buy a bigger spool of it. But for now, that'll work. And then I know earlier I mentioned I had stopped by that local repurpose store to see what they had for transfers, furniture transfers. But I also found this one at my local thrift store, so I was very surprised, and I thought, well, maybe it was missing. Like, this one has like 4 different transfers in here that you could use, and I've been redoing some of my furniture in my craft room. And when I found this one for $2, I thought that was a great deal. And all the pieces were in there because I did open it up when I got home. Because I thought, well, maybe I would just have like 2 out of 3 or something like that. But nope, the whole thing was in there. So I was really happy about that. And I'll hold it up close so you can kind of check out the different little transfers on there. So that'll be a fun one to use on something in my craft room. I also found these envelopes for 50 cents. And I found this pretty little material, and this one was $1. And our thrift store does measure it. And if it's not good, they'll say it's dirty or there's holes in it. So our thrift store is pretty good about like labeling this, and then if there's something that they want you to know about the condition, they will label it underneath. So this one must have been pretty good condition because they didn't say anything about it. So I was happy about that. Also at another thrift store that I stopped at on my way to my mom's house, I found this interesting book. It's called Smith's Butterfat Computer, and it's old, it's vintage, and I only had to pay, because they're books are 75 cents, so they only charged me 75 cents, but I thought it was interesting. It just has lots of numbers in it, and I'm sure it has to do with butterfat or milk, because up at the top it says milk test, cream test, and then it has price, so I suppose it has to do with like if the milk or butterfat's 33 and these are all the numbers, because then if you change it, you know, there's 65, there's different numbers on each page. So I just thought it'd be fun for ephemera. It is falling apart. And there's also, you know, that vintage tape, which, you know, can make some fun things. It obviously was a well-loved, well-used book for the fact that a lot of the pages have been taped up on it. But again, I thought that would be fun to use for making ephemera. And as you can see, it's already falling apart right now in front of you guys. So I picked that one up again. I thought that was a good deal. I also found 2 boxes. These are not cigar boxes, but this one is a cigar box. This one is not. This one had like chocolates or something in it. But both boxes were $1. And you guys know I like to decorate boxes. So if I can find them really cheap, I pick them up. This one is a cigar box, a newer cigar box, but it has good condition on that one. So again, for $1, I picked that one up. And this one's too big to open up on camera, but this one, the original price was $7, and I got 50% off on it when yellow was on sale at the thrift store. But it's a big tablecloth, and you can see it has all of this like ribbon work on it with flowers on it, and there are big panels here. And so I thought it would be fun to repurpose this and maybe cut these down a little bit, and I could maybe make them into some sort of bag to use for Happy Mail. And so there's a lot of little panels on here, and so that's kind of what my plan is. And then of course I will repurpose any of the little trim here in between, and I can always use the rest of the material for snippets, because I do like this color. It's kind of a vintage color, so it'll be perfect for that. And then this one's kind of big to share the whole thing with you guys on camera, but this one came from Joanne, and I have more. This is just some of what she shared, and this is a bunch of ribbon, and there's a lot of bright colors, and I tried to already sort it. Like this is all the yellow, and I had a little bit of this pretty color. There's a small amount of pink and white. Red, there's green, blue, and there's black, there's some more blue, there's, you know, kind of some lighter shades of blue, some darker shades of blue, there's purple, and I kind of sorted it by size, because there's the wider and then the skinnier size. And here's here's the skinniest that was in there. And there's the white, and there's some of the yellow. So this huge box from Joanne. So thank you so much for that, Joanne. And Joanne also, one of the things that she also gave me this last time was a circle cutter, and I've already taken it out of the packaging because I wanted to try it. It was kind of a fun little tool. It's Fisker's circle cutter. It had never been used before. And you basically, like, I don't have any material on me, but you basically, like, if you have a piece of material, let's say this was material, and you fold it, and you take your fold line, and you line it up. There's this little X here in the middle, so if you line up your fold, and you want it straight, and you line up your fold on that line, and then this has a blade in it. I'm not going to take it off, it's kind of tight. But you take off the plastic protection thing, but you line up the blade, and then you can cut around it, and then make circles. And then if you want a 1/2 inch seam allowance, you can just move this down a little bit, and you'll get a little seam allowance. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Joanne. This is going to be perfect for cutting when I make my, like, singed flowers from, like, wedding dress material. That this is going to save my hand from having to cut with the scissors, because my hand gets really tired when I cut with the scissors.